What is going on, guys? It's Takemikazuchi Games, and for the next deck profile for BT17, we have the Fenriloogamon level 7. We're not going to pronounce the last name because I'll make fun of it and call it Tamagotchi, because I am just that kind of guy. Love the little devices, by the way, not making fun of it whatsoever. But this card is a powerhouse. Fenriloogamon finally getting it's full build now. It is fully stocked, ready to go. Got Cracker Fane right here, and new Fenriloogamon, of course. Just being able to keep the playstyle of like if they're at if they're at 3, it's actually their turn. But we just steal a turn by DNA, putting them at 2. And then with all our heralds going off to steal memory back, yeah, we just do a lot of damage, and this deck can actually win on turn 2, turn 3, sometimes turn 4 on the off-end chance you kind of break a little bit. But this deck can just OTK you out of straight nowhere. So be sure to like, comment, subscribe if you do enjoy these types of deck profiles. Once the sim gets updated, we'll do our best to obviously get these decks up and loaded on the sim as well, and talk about the decks again if you haven't seen these ones. There might be slight changes because we obviously did that with the other videos, but meta changes and every deck changes along with it. So without further ado, let's go ahead and delve into the new Fenriloogamon deck. So we're still running the old Balmons right here, or Balmon. You can run the new one. I don't know which one's better. We do a lot of trashing still. You also can just stuff a source in and just, go ahead and Evo. But it's only the one time. Every time you're trashing, you're always able to the ability to Digivolve. So I think the old one is still better. Let me know in the comments below if I'm completely wrong about that, or you can just run a mix of 3, 2, 4, 1, however which order. But we're only running 8 rookies, and a lot of decks seem to be running a ratio of this. So this is obviously a 4 of, in every list I've seen so far. By placing AG at start and main from your hand or the trash, you can go ahead and gain a memory, which gets our AGs on the field as quick as possible. Or if they're constantly being blown up by Dexter or Goro, people playing, Black War still, or any other, means of deleting our Tamers, we're always going to be playing our AGs right back out. With our analog utes, it is what it is if they're permanently gone, but they cannot ever get rid of AG. And then the inheritable here is whenever you play an SOC trait, Digimon or Tamer, Dark Animal, you go ahead and gain a memory. And then we are running 2 copies of the newer Fenriloogamon here from BT17. Has it when attacking. Basically, if you're ever going to use this when attacking effect, is when you're pushing out, you slot a Tamer in, of course. And you're going to be blowing up their floodgates that prevent you for spitting stuff off for free. That's basically all he's here for. So if they've got their Pillamons out ready to go, obviously try to Evo in the back with this card as best as possible. Or if you're able to, get out a Hell to get rid of it at some point, but this card is just way easier to do. You also can take in options too, but this deck wants to be search consistent, so once you start taking those out, like Death Claws or Pandemonium Flame, the deck loses consistency. So this is your best option. You could run more copies. This can obviously be, and we'll change it right now while we're talking about it. Boop, boop. There we go. Since we're talking about consistency, we've now bumped this up to 3. So now you have it. Uko's at 1, this guy's at 3 in mid-deck profile. It is rare to see, my god. End of attack, and this is the same as the level 4 Lugarmon. If your opponent has more memory, you can go ahead and gain 1 back. And then Uko that was 2, now reduced down to 1. Generic searcher, obviously, it does eat up one of your eggs, but you can obviously just hard play this for 3, and every time you spit out, you get a free search. So obviously, the longer you have this out and the more free searches you're getting, your opponent has to deal with this card. But yeah, look at the top 3 cards. Add a Tamer, which is very, very important. And whatever Digimon piece you need to win the game, this card will find it. And you go ahead and hatch. So, you're able to just turn 1, you're on the play. You have this in here. Why not choke them at 1? Why not? They're going to put you at 2, or worst case scenario, they put you at 1. But that's not likely possible unless they have a rookie that they're playing as a 2 cost, which I don't see that happening. But yeah, choking your opponent to 1 in the beginning of the game is perfectly fine. On to level 4s. There's also a lot of people running the Dorogoromon level 4, the Dorogoromon. I keep forgetting its name. They're running that in its Dex version, but we are going to keep true to the the Lugamon lineup, and I think, my opinion, it's just a little bit better. Plus, the Heritables actually fit for it. This has a when attacking, so you also can just Digivolve this for 2. And when you want to attack, trash and go to level 5. By trashing one card in your hand, go ahead and draw a card. If AG's in the source, you just get a free memory. So you do all that, getting a free memory, drawing a card by trashing one, going to your level 5, perfectly fine. Has your turn effect when you play a Digimon with Dark Animal. Sorry, it's not a Digimon. It's when a card with Dark Animal or SOC trait. Go ahead and gain a memory. And then running the BT17 version, which is Digivolving and when attacking. By trashing one card in your hand, this Digimon gains plus 2,000 for the turn. If you have a Tamer in its source, you also just draw a card. So you can draw 2 and give this plus 4,000. And when you swing with this on Evo or when swing, you trash 2, draw 2. If you finally trash your level 5, go into your level 5, and it's 4,000 strong. Also, same inheritable as this Lugamon right here, which is perfectly fine. And then lastly, for level 4, we have Tyrannomons. What I forgot to mention, you could obviously put this in Dex Dorogoro, but it's got no inheritable, and yeah, you already eat through your deck so fast, and obviously you can eat through your deck here too. It has an on play with blocker inheritable. Digivolving is never going to happen with this. You always just want a hard player for 4, or if you're able to reduce costs, which we do have the options for. Real top 4 cards in your deck. You may add 1 Digimon card with SOC trait and such Tamer. Then return the rest of the deck bottom. If you've added a card, you have to trash one, which is fine. You want to set up the trash, and this guy right here, and I messed up. This is the card right here you want to see and trash. Also the level 7. Those are like the first things you want to do. Now for the level 5s, we're going to talk about the blue. Actually, we'll talk about Belugamon first. So the Skull Belugamon right here is very nice. It has a unique ability. You're probably never going to Digivolve into this, and if you have to, you have to. However, it's like, kind of like Nihag when you trash, you gain a memory. Similar to this, but not. So when one of your effects trashes this card in your hand, if it's your turn, one of your Digimon may Digivolve in a purple Digimon card with the Undead or Dark Animal trait from your trash without the cost. Guess what this deck does? Just that. You also can tech this in Dex Dorogoromon as well because it is Undead, but we're not Dark Animal. So this will have to be into the level 5 Dex cards you can go into from the trash. But I digress. Has a win Digivolving if you have to Digivolve it. If Digivolving from the trash, which, not going to, this Digimon gains on deletion. Delete one of your opponent's Digimon until the end of their turn. Basically, this is trash fodder. That's all it is for. Anyway, now we got the Fenriloogamon. I almost said his name wrong. Has a win Digivolving by trashing 2 cards in hand. Delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 6,000 DP or less. If they don't have it, you didn't delete anything, you may play 1 level 4 or lower card with the SOC trait Digimon card from the trash without the cost. So basically, Tyrannomon's a target. These guys are target. Any of these are targets, minus Uko, of course. But then the alternate effect here says one of your other Digimon with the SOC trait is deleted. This Digimon with the SOC with the Tamer trait can Digivolve into a Fenriloogar and the trash without the cost. So basically what you want to do is save your Hells. When you're playing at level 4s, you're going to Digivolve into a Hell Lugar, trigger the end of your turn, delete this Digimon and draw 2 cards. Then you may return 1 Lugamon from the trash from your trashy hand with the on deletion effect by trashing up to 3 cards with Dark Animal or SOC trait. From the hand, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with level 3 or lower. For each card trash, add 1 level to its effect. Once you have done that, your soul's going to trigger and go straight into this bad boy right here. What the Wind Digivolving effect now is, if you have AG in its evolution sources, you may play 1 Fenriloogar, which you're not going to do, or the Kazuchi from the trash without the cause. At the end of the next your opponent. Wait, what? At the end of your opponent's turn, return that Digimon to hand. Okay, I could read it down here, but I'm literally reading it when it's so small. But all turns, when one of your Digimon or Tamers that have the SOC trait or Pulsemon in text is played, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 1,000 or less. So you can delete 2 things. You delete something with Hell, you delete something with this. Then you have this guy. We're gonna skip Kazuchi right now because basically he actually doesn't do nothing. We're actually gonna skip it because it just has inheritables that go with it, which we'll go right back to after this. But we're not gonna read the card whatsoever. But going to this guy right here, has a trash effect. When one of your level 6 Digimon with Pulsemon is played, 2 of your Digimon may DNA into this card. So it's still the end of the turn, still your opponent's turn. You're gonna go ahead and DNA into this. When Digivolving, when your opponent's Digimon gains -16 for the turn, just when Digivolving. Just when. So you can go into this for 6 if you want to, just to give someone -16 and get them out of here. But if DNAing, you may set the memory to 3. You're most likely going to do it every single time. Set it to 3. Then if you have a Tamer card in its evolution source, gain the memory. So guess what? It doesn't keep their turn. Because what's going to happen now is going back to this inheritable. Your turn, while this Digimon has Fenriloogamon in its name, the turn end condition doesn't happen until they have 3 or more memory. Womp womp. That's how we do that crazy combo and still keep our turn. Now for the when attacking part, and this is where the OTK comes in. Oh, I also forgot. If you have a Tamer card in its evolution source, you gain a memory and recover 1. I totally forgot about that text, and it's right there on the card. You recover 1. Cool. This is what you do now. When attacking, not once per turn. By trashing the top card of your security stack, trash their top of the security stack. But how do you unsuspend? Well, I also forgot to mention it here too. Your Fenriloogamon right here. End of attack. If your opponent has 1 or more memory, unsuspend this Digimon. But then how can you OTK? Well, while you're swinging, you're also triggering your alliance, which is on your Tamers here. So you're swinging 2 checks with whatever Digimon you have in the field. You're burning them 1 and doing 2 checks. That's 3 damage. One of them completely nullified or whatever. Unsuspend with Soul. And then you swing again here, and that could be for game, unless you've done some chip damage. If you've done no chip damage, basically you just remove the security, and you have to swing 1 more time. And that's basically it. So, in the beginning stages, you want to try to get at least 1 or 2 checks in. I think 2 checks in secures the fact that once you go into this, you just win the game. But I think 1 check is all you need to do by just throwing a Digimon at them, because they'll be at 4. You swing with this alliance 2 checks while burning them 1. Unsuspend. It's 3 right there. Now you need to hit him twice. If you hit him twice, you go into this, you just win the game. You swing 2 checks by burning them 1. They go to 0. You unsuspend with Soul, and then you swing with this. So you have to make 2 damage on them without them recovering whatsoever for you to get the win off this card. The inheritables on this guy right here, because the top half really don't matter. All turns, when the card is removed from your security stack, this Digimon has Fenriloogamon in its name. Delete 1 of your opponent's Digimon with 8,000 or less. Oh, no, not all it does. It gives -8,000. So, basically, any level 5 in the field, boom, gone. El Dunno. That's basically what that card does. Now, for the rest of the deck and Tamers, 4 Analog Youth, you can probably get away with 3. But 4 for the maximum consistency you can get. Reveal the top 3 cards of your deck for a 2 cost. Add 1 Digimon card from one of them, trash the rest. If you add 1 card and, like, you know, the level 7 Fen and the Kazuchi's in there as well, you're already halfway there. And then, oh, I also forgot here too, all turns when one of your level 5 or higher Digimon with sources is deleted, you can suspend this Tamer, hatch, and gain a memory. So if you got all 3 or 4 of these on the field, they stack, you gain all that memory back. AGs! Start a main, you gain 1 memory, and then Mind Link, have Alliance and Blocker, and you can spit it out. Same thing with this guy here, except it counts as an AG, and it's a memory setter. So once you have both these on the field, you always go to 4. Same thing, Alliance Blocker, same difference. Now for the Searchers, we've split this up 2 and 2. We are running the Demon Wolf of the Castle of 9 Wolves. What a mouthful. It's an SOC trait, so it can be searched. Reveal top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 card of the SOC trait card from among them. Return the rest to deck bottom. If this effect added something to the hand, you go ahead and trash a card in your hand, then place this on the battlefield. This also triggers off your egg, just because it doesn't specify that the Digimon has to trash. This is when you trash in general, so you could just evo whatever you just trash with this. Then, on the delay effect, when it comes back to your next turn, you may play 1 card of the SOC trait from your trash with a reduced cost of 2. Guess what? If you need AG out here, like this one right here, you could play it for 1. This AG would be a 2-cost Tamer. That's pretty good. Pretty good. So this can just play out your Tamers, or just can play out Tyrannomon for 2. You can play Lugars for 1. This for 3, this for 4. So yeah, the list goes on. You also can just play Hell straight out for 5 cost. And get the end of your turn, draw 2, trash X to delete something. You go ahead and do that as well. Then the security effect is basically the same thing as the top half of the main. You're going to do the search, add something, trash something, and then put it in the battle area. Now for wisdom training. Basically, 2 costs, reveal top 2 cards you get, and just pull a purple card. Only card this is missing is Analog Utes and the one of Uko. So out of an entire deck of 50, this card fails to find 5 cards. I say it's pretty good. You could obviously run this at 4 if you do not like the Demon Wolf, the Castle of 9 Wolves, but I think this card is actually pretty good. You could put this at 4 if you want to. It basically does what this card right here does, but this finds everything but still analogs and Uko. Obviously, pulls, but you can go ahead and just trash it, so it doesn't really. I say pulls, Kazuchi. So you could obviously just run this as a 4 of, be talking about it right now. But also too, this has the delay effect that you can reduce evo cost by 2, so that's also something you just don't have to snuff. You can't just like look away from that. So right now we have a 2-2 split. Do let me know in the comments below if you prefer this as a 4 of it. This is just way better than this if you're all playing this deck already. But yeah, that's the deck profile right here. I don't think there's really much any changes here. If you do like the Digimon lineup that would go right here and still keep a Tyrannomon, let me know in the comments below there too as well if this is a better line. But I honestly think the game memory part right here versus the plus 1000 and reboot, I think these inheritables here, just because there's more text in them, they actually do more things other than just rebooting and plus 1000 is worth it because you can just keep your turn, extend your plays. If you accidentally go over, this can bring it back to 0 to continue to play. I think that's more reasonable, but I don't know. I haven't played the deck yet. So, thanks for you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next video.